Hey everyone, good morning. This is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. I finally got my light in, so hopefully the lighting is okay, at least okay. This morning I want to share with y'all um, what I have been up to. I actually wanted to do a foiling, do some foiling. So for those of you who are not real comfortable with your machines, hopefully to ease your mind and make it easier for you to pull out those things that you think are difficult, intimidating, and they really aren't. But my daughter bought a laser machine, a laser cutting machine, engraving and cutting machine, and she's been learning how to use that. So of course, I wanted something. So I had her create a card stand for me, and I'm going to share it with you already assembled with the file that we bought. There was a little bit of things that needed to be corrected. But all in all, I really liked the file. And then there was some things I didn't care for, so I deleted part of the file. But I will share it with you. I will share it with you. And then I'll show you one that I designed. I went ahead and designed one, and I really like the way it came out. So this is the card holder. Look at that, you guys. And it has my channel name. I'm holding it long. It's pretty long. I think it's about 8 inches long. So that's why I'm holding it like this. And this one was originally a phone holder. But when she first cut it off, cut it for me, the center hole where this piece comes in was not centered, and so it wasn't, it stuck out to the side a little bit. And then it had, when I would put it down, it was almost completely flat. So um, that's one of the things that I didn't care for it. But once I glued it, I had my daughter make this hole more narrow, and then I had her add this piece to the front. It didn't have this piece in the front, and I wanted it to have my channel name. So I designed this piece here to go in the front, and then she engraved my name on there. Um, but after playing with the first one, then I got more, you get more ideas. But all in all, I do love it. Once I glued it, you do need wood glue to glue these together, and I'll show you what that looks like. This is the one that she picked up, the Gorilla Wood Glue. And I added glue to the flat portion, the back portion that was going to make contact with this. I added a little bit of glue, and you have to be real careful with that because once that glue dries, it's hard to wipe off. So you just want to put a little bit, not too much. But to hold the card, it stands up really nicely because of the angle that I glued it in, and then it'll just hold your card in place like that. Look at that, you guys. Is that nice or what? So that's the file that we bought, the original one that we bought. So then I designed one, and I still had to tweak it. I'll show you the bad ones, then I'll show you the final one. So this one, I created it for one of my friends. She sells a lot of cards. She makes a lot of cards, and she does have a shop on Etsy, and I will link it. And her name's Jacqueline, but her store name is Metal Arts World. So I designed this one for her. Now this is a good piece right here. But my daughter made me an extra thinking I needed two. And I do need two anyway. So, but I do notice that where the laser, sometimes it'll burn the wood and it kind of looks like it's stained. I personally like that look. And actually, I like mine just a natural wood. You could definitely paint these. The only problem is where the engraving is. If you were to paint it, then you would have to go back with a toothpick or something and follow all those lines to add a different color to it. I like the way it looks naturally like this. Now, you could stain it with a light stain and it wouldn't affect it. And you could even varnish them if you wanted to. So that's a good piece that I'm going to assemble after she cuts me another one, because these the branches where the leaves were too thin, and when she went to take it out, they broke because they were so fine. But these can definitely still be used on a project. So this one did the same thing. But see, this one is not burned at all or anything. This one's like on point. But like I said, I like the burning because it gives it like a natural stain. So this is another piece, but I will still send this to her because I know she will use it on a project. So I will still send those to her definitely. So this is the base of the first one that I created. And again, it was before I altered the branch. I had to make the branch thicker. All the connecting pieces and these little leaves, the branch that they're attached to was too thin. And I'm sure you can see that they were too thin, so I had to alter them. But I will definitely get a different piece to go back here because if I was to glue this piece here, then this is still a good usable piece. See, I could definitely do that. So I'm probably going to get her to cut just the birds for me and glue it on top or behind or something. There's a way to fix it, and I'm not going to throw away any wood. So this is the bad pieces. Now let me show you the good one. What I did for this one is here is the good piece that's going to go in the front and where that holds the card. And for this one, in order to get it to where I needed it, it has to go on this edge like this. So in order to get it to do that, I had to actually design the one I wanted engraved, then design another piece to go in the back with a slot. So it can go right into this piece right here. And you just center it and glue it with wood glue. So that's how that goes. And you won't, this is the back portion. So all you will see is the front like this. So I didn't glue it because because it's so fine, I don't want it to break in the mail. So I'm just going to send it to my friend, like put him like on a hard piece of cardboard or something and put him on a very strong envelope. And then here's the other piece. See, I made the branches bigger. For this particular one, I did make a silhouette of the birds to kind of give it more strength. But truth be told, I love the way this one looks without the backing. The reason I did that to the top is because I wanted to make sure that, it's very sturdy. It's not going to break. And the front, well, she's going to have to just be a little bit more careful. But it's gorgeous. So I'll show you what it would look like. So if I was to just put this in the slot and sit it down, it's at an angle for a phone. Now, the file that I bought, it was really flat because the hole was too big. That's why I had to make some alterations. So this one, it doesn't lay back so much, but that's not glued. Once you glue this, when you add glue to these little areas right here, and you put it in here, make sure it's centered, and you are going to have to somehow hold it because you want it to glue exactly glued flush to the back of this. Because when you put it down, see, it's not going to slouch as much. It's going to be at a better angle for a card. So she is going to have to somehow clamp it or hold it or whatever it is. Whatever it is you're going to do, Jackie, you're going to have to hold it. That's what I had to do to mine because I wanted it to be at an angle. Now, if she wanted it to be more straight, she could angle this piece up like that. See where it's tilted up? And it would be even straighter. But I'm not sure that it would hold the card as well because it's pretty straight right there. So I would just hold it flush and glue it there. So that's what it's going to give you, just a slight tilt. And then when that dries, then she can add wood glue to this little slot back here and make sure it's centered. And just slip it on there. That's why it has that little opening there. And that's what hers would look like. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? So it says Meadowlark's World. If I let go of it, it will fall, so I don't want to let go of it. Let me see if I can hold it from the back. Yeah, no, it's going to tilt. So anyway, let me see. So there's hers. I'm going to turn it sideways to you so you can see the whole thing. But she would just add glue and glue it down. And then when she displays her cards, let me grab my card. If she was going to display a card, if she's doing a smaller card, it will cover up the birds in the back. I mean, a taller card, but not if she's doing a smaller. This is a 7-inch tall. that's why I put the name in the front piece, the one that holds the card, because that way it won't cover up her her channel name, because she takes photos of these and puts them on her website. And I really, really love just that natural wood color. It is gorgeous. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And look at that. We got a Christmas card. We got some foliage. And then we have the little birds right there. Meadowlark's World. Is that gorgeous or what? I also did another alteration on this one. The one I had bought online had a thumb notch right here, because that's where you plug. They were originally to hold your phone. So it had where the cord would stick out, and at the bottom it had the same thing. But I changed the feet. Let me see if I can show you this. See, it has this notch right here for the cord. Then it had it back here too. You can't really see it because of the plate I put in front, but it does have it. So that wasn't necessary because I wasn't using it for a phone. So I took that. I didn't, when I did mine, I didn't put in the thumb notch, but I did put a decorative cut down here, so it would have pretty feet on the easel that she, for her cards. But all in all, I love the way it came out. So these are going to be available in her shop. You will be able to personalize them. But if you put, if you order these, they're going to come flat like this, and you're going to have to glue them because it's safer for them, especially because of the delicate pieces. It's safer for them to be shipped flat. But then you will have to glue the pieces together the way I did. So you know that the one that has a slot, the longer one, it lines up perfectly with this section right here. So that one goes there and goes in the front. And then this one, the piece that's just the silhouette, doesn't have the opening in between the birds, that goes behind the birds just to give it added strength. You could definitely paint these before you put them together. So you could paint this a different color, and that's what would show through in between the birds and on the edges, because it is an offset, so it's a little bit bigger. But you could definitely do that or leave it without. It's totally up to you. I mean, if you think you're going to be very careful with it and not likely to break or anything, then you don't have to do that. But if you want to add color to it, there it gives you two different colors by doing that. And I believe the one I designed is a little shorter, so I am going to stretch one. I'm going to make one taller for her, so she'll have a tall one and a short one, because when I put my card on mine, because it's so tall, you can still see part of the crown. So I want you to be able to see the top part of her. So I'm going to make a little bit more of an adjustment, or a second file. I'm going to make a second file. That way there's two sizes and you'll have a longer one. So you will have the option to put your channel name or your name or whatever you put, especially when you're taking pictures of your cards. And you won't have to add your maker's mark because it'll be on your easel. But keep in mind that you don't want to put too much here, because then the words will be real small. Meadowlark's World is a pretty big title, and it fit there. Created to Create is pretty big, long, and it fit in mine perfectly. So if a name would be perfect on there too, because you want it to be visible. You don't want it to be tiny. You want to be able to see it. So anyway, all these extra pieces, I will definitely send them to her, and she can either fix one together if she wants it that way, or she can use them on projects, because I would definitely glue this to maybe one of my typewriters, or maybe one of Carolyn's armoires or something. I would definitely use these wood veneer pieces. Anyway, guys, that is all that I had to share with y'all this morning. We are going to do the foiling maybe later on today, not sure. I will have my daughter list these in her shop for those of you who are interested. And like I said, the only thing you're going to do is personalize them, and you're only going to have two options, which will be the bird one or the one that I have, which is the crown. So you can have either or, and you can actually if you want to use it for your phone, I'm not going to take these notches out. Not sure if the phone cord's going to fit through there though, because I have this front plate now there. But I'm going to leave it as is. And this one, of course, you get the decorative legs and all that. And the more I create, hopefully the better I will get at it. She's not one to design files, but I already know how to do that. So it took me no time to design this one. And I really like it. Like, I really, really like it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As soon as she puts them in her shop, I will link them in the description box below this video. And that way you can go to her shop and order yours, whether it be for to display your cards or for your phone. You know, it just depends, because for that one, the Created to Create one with the crown, you wouldn't have to add the front piece if you want to use it for your phone. But I do definitely recommend that you glue them, because if you don't glue them down, they're going to lay flat back too much. They're going to lean back too much. And I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to display my cards at a better angle. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great day, and God bless. Bye.